Okay, so early impressions of the Bruins and Blues Stanley Cup final matchup.
It's going to be a great matchup. Obviously, when you get to this point, St. Louis is a much better team than Carolina was, especially the back end. The six defensemen that St. Louis have are a difficult matchup for any team. They're a bunch of big guys, play physical game, they have a lot of international experience, maybe not Stanley Cup experience, but international experience, big game experience, and that's the strength of their team, the way I see it.
Jordan Binnington is a great story. Obviously, Jake Allen was the starting goaltender, and then you have an unknown in Jordan Binnington who all of a sudden comes in and goes 24-5-1 to close out the regular season after he was named the starting goaltender, and he's been excellent in the playoffs as well.
No question. It's a tremendous story. He's been in the minors 4 or 5 years. He was in Providence last year as an AHL All-Star. So he certainly put his time in and got an opportunity in January to come up with a struggling team, and he turned them around, flat out. All the guys have talked about it. He gave them some swagger, made some big saves when he came in, had some big games, and he got hot. And the team got hot behind him and loved playing for him, obviously. So it's a great story, and it's something we're going to hear about more about is Jordan Binnington's career and his story.
It's interesting to point out, too, that Jordan Binnington was actually with the Providence Bruins last year. Reason being is that the Chicago Wolves, who were the St. Louis Blues AHL affiliate, actually became the expansion Vegas Golden Knights AHL affiliate, and Binnington was on loan to Providence from St. Louis, and so there's some familiarity there. Do you think that could be sort of an X factor for the Bruins as far as game planning is concerned, how to beat Jordan Binnington?
It can be, and just to say loaning is a nice way of saying you have nowhere to play. That's basically what a loan means in pro hockey is you have nowhere to play. So that's how far he's come. But, it can't hurt. I think there's enough video, there's enough book on all of the players at this point now in the Stanley Cup Finals that you have an idea of what their strengths and weaknesses are. But certainly having the guy within your walls for 10 months last season, it can't hurt, and it should give some guys some insight.
What about time off? Because obviously the Bruins haven't played since last Thursday, and now the Blues will have 5-6 days off now. Do you think that the Blues, because they have all this momentum going forward, and the Bruins had that as well, do you think they cancel each other out now because of all the time off both teams have?
I do. I think the argument or the thought or the debate of this rust, is out the window. Obviously, I think out of the two teams that have had the most momentum, I think St. Louis is that team. They've got the feel good. I think the Bruins have just gone to work and done their thing. So the 6 days is going to be something for St. Louis as well to work off the rust. So I don't see it being too much of a factor now.